Alright friends, this is week 1, activity 2 of the Big Red Barn. And this is our Scarecrow shape. So I'm hanging out with Scarecrow Joe to read this story to you, okay? So the Big Red Barn. The author is Margaret Wise Brown. She wrote the words. And the illustrator is Felicia Bond. She drew the pictures. So let's read this story. By the big red barn in the great green field, there was a pink pig learning to squeal. There was a great big horse and a very little horse. And on every barn, a weather vane, of course, a golden flying horse. There was a big pile of hay and a little pile of hay, and that is where the children play. But in this story, the children are away. Only the animals are here today. The sheep and the donkey, the geese and the goats were making funny noises down in their throats. An old Scarecrow was leaning on his hoe, and a field mouse was born in a field of corn. Look, I also see a big butterfly and a little butterfly. Cock-a-doodle-doo! In the barn, there was a rooster and a pigeon too, and a big white hen standing on one leg, and under the hen was a quiet little egg. There was a bantam rooster and a little bantam hen with a big clutch of eggs. Count them, there are 10. Cock-a-doodle-doo, moo, moo. There was a big brown cow and a little brown cow. There was an old black cat, meow, meow, and a tiger tomcat, meow, meow. There was a big red dog, bow, wow, with some little puppy dogs all round and warm. That little cat is hanging out with the puppy dogs. And look, there's a puppy hanging out with the cats. I'm glad they're friends. They all lived together in the big red barn, and they played all day in the grass and the hay. When the sun went down in the great green field, the big cow lowed and the little pig squealed. The horses stomped in the sweet warm hay, and the little donkey gave one last bray. The hens were sleeping on their nest. Even the roosters took a rest. The little black bats flew away out of the barn at the end of the day. And there they were all night long, sound asleep. Look, they're all sleeping in the big red barn. Only the mice were left to play, rustling and squeaking in the hay, while the moon sailed high in the dark night sky. Who's that? It's the Scarecrow. He's wearing a hat just like our Scarecrow Joe. Alright, so in your notebook, you're going to find your activity with the Scarecrow shapes. And what I want you to do, we're going to color the shapes at the bottom. I'm going to make my circle red, and I'm going to make my square green, and a brown triangle. And how about we do an orange rectangle? And you can also color your scarecrow too. And maybe have the adult cut the strip of shapes off the bottom. And then, boys and girls, I believe you can snip between the shapes. So I'm just gonna cut the triangle out. Now I'm gonna cut my circle out. Now I have my shapes and I'm going to match them to the shapes on my scarecrow. You have your glue stick and all you're gonna do, here's my rectangle, it matches right there. So I'm gonna put some glue on my rectangle and I'm gonna glue my rectangle down, and I want you to finish it and do the rest of your shapes. I can't wait to see a picture of your activity. Thank you.